So this video is shocking proof that you can manifest more money using the law of attraction. This is my new car right here. And it's a Mercedes C300 convertible. I'll put the top down. And it wasn't that long ago that my wife was in debt because I couldn't pay for anything because I didn't have any money coming in from my business. And I was wondering, should I give up and be more realistic on it? Because this is not working. And we couldn't afford a couch. So we found a couch off the sidewalk, and that was our couch in our living room. I'll turn the engine off so it's not too loud. In this video, I want to share with you 3 shocking and powerful ways to manifest more money using the law of attraction. This is what allowed me to totally change my life. And so I'm excited to share them with you. And so this is Jake Ducey with JakeDucey.com. And let's dive right into this video. All right, so number 1 is you gotta stop thinking that little money doesn't matter. I literally had no money, and I was so sick of my reality being like that, and to just be constrained and not have any freedom and not have any options. And so I started saving, and this was when, I don't know, 5 years ago maybe, and I didn't have any income. So I started saving like dollars at a time. And the thing is that most people think that they can't start managing money until they get money, but they don't understand the consciousness behind being able to start to put money away even if you don't have money yet. And so the first thing I invite you to do is if you do not save yet, you gotta start to develop the type of consciousness of being someone that can start to actually have money. Now there's a big difference between making money and having money. And what happens is people, let's say somebody makes $100 a week. They spend $100 a week. And so you're always in the same financial position time after time after time. Like for our financial position to change, we went on Van's Warped Tour, and I was the first motivational speaker ever on Van's Warped Tour. So we were selling my books and to like a bunch of little kids at the punk concerts. And my wife and I would sell them for $5, anything. If somebody had $2, dude, I'd sell you my book for $2, like, and a shoe. If you had a shoe and I could have one of your shoes that then I could resell for $4 somewhere else, and I'm just joking, but I would sell it for anything that I could sell it for. It didn't matter to me. What mattered to me was that I started to be able to put more money away. And if I started the day with $14 in my savings and it went to $17 the next day, that was a damn good day. And what I invite you to do is to stop focusing on the number and understand that money is energy and abundance is an energy. And when it doesn't matter what the number is, whether it's $14 or $14,000, you start to develop the habit of being in the consciousness of energy and energy of somebody who can possess money. And just like any other skill, you start to develop the skill over time of being able to put more money away and being in a position to have that money which you never had before. So step number 1, get away from worrying about the numbers and start to develop the habit and the skill set of somebody who can possess and accumulate money. Number 2 is don't worry about the money and worry about becoming the type of person who has a consciousness of abundance. And so for me, that was my income wasn't changing right away. And so for me, that was, I started reading one book on consciousness of wealth, or whether it was practical money management. It didn't matter what it was. And I know I'll get comments on this video that I say, well, what books? Just read any books. Read books by people who created financial success. Read books about the consciousness or the energy of money. Anything that you can to start to literally change your viewpoint, because, you know, we inherit the belief systems of the world around us. And our world is one that's built off of almost every single person having a poor relationship with money. And that's basic statistics. 9 out of 10 people die with less than $10,000 and virtually no financial assets. Like 2/3 of Americans reportedly couldn't come up with $500 immediately, like within a couple minutes for an emergency. You know, you've got like the vast majority of people in debt, and we're struggling. Now, everything is one. Everything is made up of energy. Even this car is just energy. If you get a powerful enough microscope, this will just look like a massive energy moving at a very high speed of vibration. You're energy and I'm energy, and we're all one. So there's one consciousness here, and there's a lot of individualizations of it, just like there's one ocean and there's a lot of different individualizations, i.e. waves. Now, we pick up on the energy fields of the collective consciousness, and the collective consciousness energy field is one where most people struggle financially. So you and I inherit that. So our basic understanding of money is that somehow it's evil. Somehow you're bad. Like, I'm going to get people that are going to say I'm bragging because I'm showing my car in the video. And a lot of times that's people that are struggling financially that are trying to make me feel bad about doing well. And we have these belief systems that it's evil, it's bad, it's hard to come by, and that we need different government to get more money, or we got to get rid of capitalism or else you're never going to have any money. There's all these reasons why that we don't have money, and I used to believe a lot of those things. I used to think that the rich people had all the money and that we needed to like get rid of all of them. If any of us had any chance, I thought that money was evil. I'd be a bad person if I had it. And then I quickly realized that that altruistic viewpoint was actually inhibiting me from my spiritual mission on earth. My spiritual mission on earth is to inspire millions of people every single week, to access the real potential in their mind, to create the life that they want, to become a more loving, free, and generous person. One of the foundations of spiritual freedom is you need to have a level of economic freedom. Now, that's different for every single person, but I was a spiritual person that believed that money was somehow evil or bad. I wanted to do the work that I'm doing right now and inspire millions of people, but I didn't have the money for video editors, I didn't have the money for video equipment, and I didn't have the time freedom without stress to make creative content. And so I was very struggling, and I believed that somehow money wasn't important. If you believe money is important, you will not have very much money, I can promise you that. Just like if you believe that your boyfriend or girlfriend isn't important, they're not going to stick around very long, I can promise you that. And so money is one aspect of spiritual freedom on a physical plane. So if you are this great meditator and you're so happy, but you're totally enslaved to the stress of money, are you really spiritually free? So if you don't have the freedom to eat the food that you want to eat, if you don't have the freedom to have a creative and stimulating home environment, are you really free? If you don't have the money for, or a plan to eventually have the money for the basic freedoms based off of your own unique passions in life, are you totally free? Now, you can be happy with that, but are you totally free? And I personally believed that I wasn't totally free. And so I started studying all these books to actually become the type of person. It didn't matter that my income hadn't changed. And what mattered was I was starting to develop my own belief systems around money and prosperity. So that's number 2, is forget about the numbers. Seriously, forget about them. And start to become the type of person that is somebody who lives in a consciousness of abundance, that has a positive relationship with money, that's developed your own belief system around money, and not inheriting the belief system of other comments, negative comments on YouTube, or from your parents that struggle financially and maybe got divorced over money. You know that the number 1 cause of divorce in the world is money. People don't have enough money and it causes stress. And so for anyone that says that it's evil, my relationship has so much less stress now that we don't have to worry about how we're going to pay the electricity bill, or if that couch we pulled up off the street is going to fit through the door. And it changes your life. So forget about the numbers and start studying one book a week on consciousness of abundance or practical money management and all in between. Number 3, you got to sit in an infrared sauna and sweat out all your bullshit beliefs that you've inherited. No, I'm just joking. Number 3 is start to hypnotize yourself and start to train your mind to believe that not only is prosperity and abundance possible for you, but it's normal. See, most people don't think it's normal. They think that only anomalies have money. Lucky people, they must have won the lottery, or they must be a pro athlete, or their parents must be rich. And that belief system actually inhibits you from being able to learn it, because if you believe that it's lucky, then you have to basically like catch a shooting star at night for you to get lucky and have money too. So start hypnotizing yourself. Pick a goal, pick a financial goal for yourself, and start somewhere that's small and relatively believable if that's what feels best to you. But pick a number and write it on an index card. I keep a stack of index cards in my glove compartment right here. And whenever I lose my index cards that have my affirmations on them, I just grab them out of my glove compartment. I write them down. I am so happy and grateful now that, and my personal financial goal, which doesn't matter to you. It doesn't matter what other people's goals are. And I write it on a piece of paper, put it in my pocket, I carry it around with me, and I try to read it 100 or 1,000 times a day. Why? Because 95% of your life is unconscious. Even 95% of your financial life is unconscious. That's according to psychologists. That 95% of your thoughts, feelings, and actions are unconscious. They're habitual. They're programmed into your subconscious. And so by doing this, you're hypnotizing, you're training your subconscious. See, everyone is hypnotized. It's just that most of us are hypnotized, like I talked about at the beginning, to believe money is evil, money is bad, people that have it must be bad people. So then we get jealous of the people that have money. But when you get jealous of other people that have it, subconsciously you're saying money is bad. So your subconscious wants to protect you from that thing that you think is bad. So you got to hypnotize yourself and train yourself for a different relationship with money. And so you could start with an index card and you just start carrying it with you everywhere you go. Download my free success hypnosis. It's right there down below, jakeshypnosis.com. When I was in Hollywood and we were pulled that couch in off the street, I was so sick of struggling, and Ashley was working double time, 6 days a week. And it was hard. It sucked. And I was stressed all the time because I didn't even know if I was going to be able to become an author and a speaker like I wanted to do, because I couldn't make any money at it. Like, it was getting close to like, maybe I need to quit this and like be more realistic about my life. And so I recorded this hypnosis and I started listening to it more than twice a day. Like in the morning, then I'd turn it on when I was showering. I would just play it all the time. Even if I wasn't focusing on it, I would play it all the time, because your subconscious mind picks up way more information than your conscious mind does. And you're trying to get into the subconscious. So I would hypnotize myself all the time with it. So you can download that down below. And then I do hypnotic writing, which you probably heard me talk about before. And so I would do it for financial aspects too. So that means that I would put my hypnosis in my ears, and then I'd pull out a notebook and I would just write for like 10-15 minutes without stopping. And I got this idea because when I was a junior in high school, my English teacher did creative writing. So the only rule was she'd start the timer, you'd put your pen down on a piece of paper, and you weren't allowed to pick your pen up, and you just had to write about whatever the heck came out of you. And I'd always find myself making up these super bizarre stories or whatever, and afterwards I'd be like, how the heck did that come out of me? How it came out of me was when I quit consciously thinking and I tapped into the subconscious. And that's the same thing you want to have happen. So you start with, I'm so grateful that, I am so grateful that, I am so grateful that. And then you just write about your future realities that you want to have happen, your fantasies, in the present tense. And you just continue to write. Maybe it's about a car, a house, your dream job, putting your kids through school, donating $1 million to your favorite church or charity, or building 10,000 schools in Africa. I don't know, whatever it is. but you write and write and write and write and do it for like 5, 10, 15 minutes, whatever works for you. And you do it every day. Now you might be, oh, it's the stupidest thing that I ever heard. I kid you not, this is how I changed my life. I had to change my relationship with money, and then you do that every day. And what happens if you do it once, it's not, you may get inspired, but that'll rub off. See, the thing is, your brain is wired in certain ways. Every time you have a thought or a belief system, it wires into the neurocircuitry of your brain. So you're trying to change your neurocircuitry. The only way to do that is through repetition. So every day you just get into your reality and you just write and write and write and write for 5, 10, 15 minutes and do it every day. It doesn't matter what your eyes tell you. One thing that changed my life was a Bob Proctor quote, and he said, does your bank account control your thinking, or does your thinking control your bank account? And for so long, my bank account controlled my thinking. I saw what was in my bank account. There wasn't much money, so I said, I'm broke. I'm broke. Money's hard to come by. I'm broke. Because my eyes were telling me, and I was believing what my eyes told me. You got to stop believing what your eyes tell you. Stop believing it. And you got to start to think what you want to think, regardless of the appearance of your bank account, regardless of the appearance of your financial position. Does your bank account control your thinking, or do you control your bank account? Which one? Comment down and let me know which one down below. So that's step number 3, is to hypnotize yourself. So I just wanted to make a little video like this to show you, people say, because of the way I look and the way I present myself with my long hair, everyone thinks that I have no merit to talk about abundance. And so I just wanted to show you, a shift we made in our life. And, if I could do it, I can assure you that you can do it too. So, please, take a couple of these steps and put them into practice. I know this was a long kind of vlog style video, so hopefully you stay with me. Make sure you download my free success hypnosis down below. Hit the subscribe button and the bell notification right over there. The bell notification is what notifies you for new videos. Hashtag down below, prosperity today, prosperity today, prosperity today. Hashtag down below. Don't accept what your eyes and ears tell you. Don't accept what other people tell you. Don't let their financial limitations get stuck on your mind. Recognize that most people aren't where they want to be financially. And so if you inherit their belief systems, then you're inheriting their financial life. That's not your life, that's their life. And so you get to decide what you want to think. Does your bank account control your thinking, or does your thinking control your bank account?